Oh my goodness gracious. Have we stumbled upon another video for today with the man himself, Mr. Gmoney 520? I think we have.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't forget to check us out live every Tuesday through Saturday. You guys are missing out if you're not there. Tuesday through Saturday. We'd love to have you guys if you want to stop by, ask us some questions, hang out for a little bit. We are chilling for another episode here today. Gmoney is gonna take the mic in a second, and we're gonna roll with this as we have been in the past. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Gmoney, what's up?
What's up? Yes, thank you for having me again. Still no name for this series, although I did see in the comments Perplexing Flex,
Yeah,
which I really liked that.
that was cool.
As you know, these questions are not scripted. Flex has not seen them before, so
That's right.
It's raw, real reaction.
Fresh to my bottom.
But before we jump into it, I did want to thank everyone for all of the killer comments on the last video. Super engaging questions or just responses, so we really appreciate you getting down into the comments and leaving us your stories. Flex and I love to read them. And so today's question for you, Flex, I want you, and I'm going to set you up a little bit here. I want you to talk about the paralysis of inaction. So,
so feeling
stuck
when
in fear and not knowing how to act. And specifically, I want you to talk about this in regards to how you first met Kira-chan and what you did to kind of introduce yourself to her to start off this lovely relationship.
That's kind of interesting that you threw our story in there, because I was like, immediately you asked me the question and I was like, I have an immediate go-to that comes to the top of my mind. And so I'll use our story, I guess, of how Kira and I first met, which essentially I met Kira in a restaurant. She was working in a restaurant. I went there. Actually, at the time I was there with my boss, his wife, his wife's sister, his wife's sister's boyfriend, and my boss's two kids. So it was very interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dynamic. And anyways, we were at this restaurant. I remembering my boss telling me, his wife kept telling me like, hey, that girl's looking at you over there. And I didn't think anything of it because I was like, no way. So anyways, lo and behold, Kira was the one who ended up taking us back to our table. And so we sat back at our table, and my boss's wife again she's like, dude, this girl's she's totally eyeing you. And I'm like, no. And so anyways,
oh my gosh, Kira, keep it under control.
Keep it under control, man. So we basically stay there the whole time. We're eating. We go through, I don't know, an hour of eating and hanging out and chatting. And the whole time, my boss's wife just keeps bringing up Kira and teasing me about it. So I had a couple more opportunities she kept walking other people by our table, and I definitely could have stopped her, but I was like, I felt, everybody's a little bit fearful, I think, in the beginning stages of talking to anybody for the first time. So you're very hesitant. And then the more time that you tend to hesitate, the more you overthink the scenario.
It gets drawn out,
and it's worse. Yeah, it gets worse. So I remember feeling like I'd already lost the chance. And anyway, so we finished our meal. We paid. She wasn't our waitress. So she was the hostess. So anyways, we ended up paying, and I remember we were at a really, really, really busy restaurant, like extremely busy. So when you're walking out, you're like shoulder to shoulder with people. And Kira was at the front dealing with all the customers and stuff. The most inconvenient possible time, I think, for anybody to talk to her would have been at the beginning of, the entrance where she was staying with all the customers. Yeah. So I just remember walking over there and feeling like crap. I feel like I missed my chance, and I was like so afraid. I was like, well, now I'm screwed. Now I can't do anything because this is the most inconvenience time ever to talk to her. And so we're walking, and then we literally walk past her, and I'm with my boss, like I said, my boss and his wife and their family and stuff. And then I was finally like, you know what? If I combat this fear with immediate action, like logical action, right? I think if I just roll with it and I take immediate logical action, I'll have so little time to overthink and talk myself out of it that I think I can do it. So I remember seeing Kira 5 feet away literally there must have been 30 people in the room that she was in. She was already talking to a customer. My boss walks by her, my boss's wife, her sister, her sister's boyfriend, their kids. Everybody walks by. I'm the last one. I walk by Kira, and then I stop and I turn around and I'm like, fuck it. So I go and I put my hand on her shoulder, and I didn't say anything. And then she turns to me, and then I started up a conversation with her. And we talked literally, we were there for 2 minutes. I started up a conversation with her. In 2 minutes time, I got a little bit of we each had a chance to introduce ourselves. And we mutually both felt like the introduction was good enough. We exchanged numbers. And that was the beginning of where we're at right now, which for me has been the best relationship in my entire life. I'm so thankful. So my tip would be, I think taking logical action as quickly as possible is a really good way to combat feeling like you're stuck and you're afraid of action. And I say logical action because it's not always good to just take the leap if you don't know where you're leaping.
Yeah.
But if you strategize, logically, you have better odds of coming out of your fearful place and getting a better outcome. So that's what my go-to response would be. I don't know what your feedback is on that or not, but
yeah, I think you nailed it. It's just, how can I do the logical action? Immediate logical action is the best part. So in my mind, if you are evaluating any scenario, I like to try to trust my gut as much as possible.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Whether it's a friend asking you to go, to eat, or the idea of, asking a pretty girl out for the first time or whatever it is, what is that gut reaction? And I've gotten harassed by a few of my friends because they'll ask me to do something and I'll be like, it wasn't a hell yeah in my mind as soon as you mentioned that. So give me some time to think about it. And if it turns into a hell yeah, then I'll go.
Dude.
And so if you're thinking about something and it's like, would I want to go out with that girl, and it's a hell yeah, then what is the immediate logical action to do that? And don't think so much about the means. It's more of like, okay, what is that? Well, yeah. I'm going to have to talk to her. So let's just go talk to her. Not think about what you're going to say.
Yes.
Just go freaking talk to her.
Logical. Be authentic and talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. Or if it's, going to lunch with a friend, it's like, hell yeah, I want to do this. Okay, what's the next logic? Oh, I got to put clothes on.
Yep.
Just simple, immediate logical action, just like Flex described, I think is the best way.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that you can apply to, tons of things in life, and you can't go wrong. You can, but your odds of going wrong are significantly less. And keeping it simple, like having a simple solution, like logically taking quick action, that's pretty simple. Makes it easier for you to actually do it instead of having this intricate, 5-step process of how you're going to combat feeling stuck. Not that that's not not that that's a bad thing, but I feel like for me, keeping it simple,
stupid, right?
Yep. So I think that's right. I super agree with that. So I feel really good.
Well, cool, man. Well, thank you all again for joining us on this quick little video, and links in the description to the Discord. This is where we go through and read a bunch of comments, find some ideas for things like this. So keep the comments coming, and thank you all for joining us.
Y'all, thank you so much again. Don't forget, we're live every Tuesday through Saturday. We'd love to have you. Thanks again for your time and your energy, and for the great feedback in the comments. As Gmoney said, we look forward to reading them. We'll see you guys on the next video.